Common Mistakes in English, Lesson 9. Topic: To and enough. Part 2. Using to and enough. The bed is too high. I need the bed to be lower. Luckily, I have long legs. My legs are long enough for me to climb onto this bed. Be careful with the word order. We place to before an adjective or adverb. For example, the bed is too high. But we place enough after an adjective or adverb. For example, the bed isn't low enough. Low enough. Here are two more examples that show the correct word order with to. I don't think the mattress was too expensive. When you're looking for a new mattress, don't decide too quickly. So in both sentences, you see to placed before the adjective or adverb. All right, let's get a little bit more complex. We'll take it to the next level. It's possible you'll want to give an explanation following to plus an adjective. Look at these three examples. Each of them adds more information following to plus an adjective. The bed is too high for her to climb on. The bed is too high for her. The bed is too high to climb on. All three examples are grammatically correct, so you see that we have three choices when you give an explanation. The explanation can take the form of for whom, and it can take the form of an infinitive. Please be careful. You've probably seen the word to written at the end of a sentence or the end of a clause. That structure has a different meaning. It has nothing to do with an amount. It has everything to do with agreement. To written at the end of a sentence means also. For example, my husband likes the mattress and I do too. I also like it. Let's turn our attention now to enough. I said that enough follows an adjective or adverb. Look at these two examples. I'm tall enough to climb on. We've been sleeping well enough to convince us that the mattress was a good purchase. In both cases, you see enough following an adjective or adverb. Enough can also follow a verb. Look at these two examples. If you search enough, you'll find a good product. We didn't look at every mattress in the store, but we saw enough to convince us that our final choice was a good one. In both sentences, we use the structure verb plus enough. But I'd like you to understand that enough is working differently in each sentence. In the first, it's an adverb. It answers the question, how or how much did you search? If you search enough. In the second sentence, enough is a pronoun. It answers the question, what? Enough is the object of saw. What did you see? We saw enough. Enough refers to enough mattresses. As with to, enough can be followed by an explanation. Look at these three examples in which an adjective plus enough is followed by some form of explanation. The price was low enough for us to purchase the mattress. The price was low enough for us. The price was low enough to make us seriously consider the purchase. So just as with to, the explanation can take the form of for whom or an infinitive, or you might have both, as in the first example. Take a moment to review all three examples. Alright, before we go on, let's quickly review the uses of enough that we've seen so far. We know that enough can follow an adjective, as in tall enough. We know that enough can follow an adverb, as in quickly enough. And we've seen how enough can follow a verb. And when it follows a verb, it can be either an adverb or a pronoun, answering the questions how or what. Examples would be, if you search enough, you'll find what you want. And we didn't see a lot of mattresses, but we saw enough to make our selection. Now I'd like to show you one more use of enough. So far you've seen the word order where enough follows an adjective, an adverb, or a verb. It's possible for enough to come before a noun. It still has the same meaning, which is the amount that you want or the amount that is needed. It's simply a different word order. So when we use enough with a noun, usually it comes before the noun. Study this example with me. The store gives customers a 30-day trial with any mattress. That should be enough time to decide if one likes a mattress or not. It was enough time for us. Here we see enough placed before the noun time. And as we saw with other structures, we can add an explanation in the form of an infinitive or for whom. Enough time to decide, enough time for us. Are you ready for another exercise? Exercise 2. Find the mistake and correct it. Number 1. Our old mattress wasn't enough firm. We needed a mattress that gave better back support. Do you see the mistake? Enough firm has the wrong word order. We need to say firm enough. 2. Our old mattress was lumpy and you could feel the springs inside. We wanted a more comfortable mattress, one that would be soft enough for to get a good night's rest. Do you see the mistake? It's here. Remember, the explanation following enough can either be in the form of for whom or an infinitive. So there are two ways to correct this. We could write soft enough for us to get a good night's rest, or simply soft enough to get a good night's rest. Three. We didn't want a mattress that was too cheap, nor did we want one that cost as much as a car. We had money enough to buy a mattress of good quality. Do you see the mistake? It's not so much a mistake as it is awkward wording. It's here. Sometimes a noun can come before enough, but usually it sounds more natural to place the noun after. So I would change the sentence to read, we had enough money to buy a mattress of good quality. 4. I worried that the delivery men wouldn't be able to get the new mattress up the narrow stairs. I thought the mattress wouldn't be too wide. I was wrong and they got it up just fine. Do you see the mistake? Look closely. The mistake is here. Remember, to by itself has a negative meaning, and when we put it together with a negative verb, the meaning changes. The sentence as it is written doesn't make sense. To correct it, we must change wouldn't be to would be. I thought the mattress would be too wide. 5. Some may say our mattress very cost too much, but we believe we paid for quality, and we got it. Do you see the mistake? It's here. We have one word too many, don't we? Both words very and too can strengthen a word, intensify a meaning. You can see very much as a phrase and too much as a phrase, but we'd never put very and too together. In the sentence, I'm trying to explain that some people might feel we paid more than we should have, more than what was needed. So the better word here is too. Some may say our mattress cost too much. In this last part of our lesson, I'd like to share some conversational uses of too and enough. I told you that we can't put very and too together, but there are other words that help us intensify too. Way too and all too have the meaning of much too. For example, the bed is way too high. These kinds of mistakes happen all too often. These are very conversational sentences. Here are two conversational uses of enough. We say, strangely enough, or oddly enough, to comment on a surprising situation. For example, oddly enough, the manager thought the mistake was funny. We use sure enough to comment on an event that happened as expected, meaning as we thought it would. For example, sure enough, the store acknowledged its mistake and gave the customer a refund. Here are two more common conversational uses of enough. You might say, enough is enough, to express your anger with a situation because you think it should stop. You might say, stop arguing, enough is enough. Can't get enough of something or of someone means you want more and more of it because you really enjoy it. For example, I can't get enough of your love. Let's do one more exercise. Exercise 3. Answer the questions. Try to use too and enough in your answers. 1. Oddly enough, some people prefer the floor to a bed. How about you? Is the floor comfortable enough for you to sleep on? 2. All too often, stores make mistakes and customers must deal with the consequences. Describe a time you paid for the mistake made by a store or other business. 3. Sometimes I love a song so much I can't get enough of it. I play it over and over again. What song do you love enough to listen at least 5 or 10 times in one day? 4. Was there a subject in school you found way too easy? Did you ever have a teacher who knew how to challenge you enough to make learning interesting without making it too difficult? 5. Do you feel you have enough time to study English? Do you think you spend too much time, too little time, or enough time on your studies? Additional practice for this lesson is available at EnglishCafe.com. My username is JenniferESL. Follow the direct link listed in the video description. That's all for now. Thanks for watching and happy studies.